As usual, the Wednesday package comes with an extra half hour of content focusing on the nation's collective drive to be its own best version. On issues of national development and individual struggles, we present the fresh perspectives, distilling the thoughts of Nigerians and harnessing expert opinions on current realities. Tonight, thank you, but we want more. Government engages Nigerians on midterm report. Let's sit and talk. Nigeria and Japan to collaborate on economic revitalization of key sectors. No switch off, no lift off. NCAA releases directives on local flights. And on security, Nigerian Army and Air Force scale up strategies to counter insurgency and banditry. Also tonight, insurance will no longer cover fake insurers as NICOM goes to town with Naira 2025. Benny has the details. And in sports, Badi Adeleye will track latest goings-on in the African Nations Championship, CHAN, and the UEFA Champions League qualifiers as we see on the shift, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. I'm Yan Ray John, and this is News Extra. Welcome. We begin from Japan tonight, as the government of Japan is promising to reinforce partnership with the African countries with about $5.5 billion investment to tackle economic challenges and aid development on the continent. Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba made the commitment as the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development opens in Yokohama. State House correspondent Musbao Danwahab reports that President Bola Tinubu expresses Nigeria's readiness to be one of Africa's representatives in the United Nations Security Council permanent seat category.
President Bola Tinubu at the Yokohama International Conference Center for the 2025 ticket, his first appearance on this platform of partnership. Japan, with support from the UN, World Bank and the African Development Bank, is expressing readiness to take partnership with Africa higher. As agreed here, such partnership has yielded some growth in Africa in the last 32 years. But then, challenges in the education, health and energy sectors, as well as infrastructural deficits and insecurity, remain in parts of the continent.
Tackling this crisis requires a clear focus not only on development for Africa, but on development with Africa. And I salute Japan for making this the focus of its cooperation with the continent.
Yet, African leaders believe in the reliability of collaboration with Japan toward the attainment of the African Agenda 2063 and its developmental efforts, which were slowed down by the COVID-19 experience.
We will be able to utilize SDGs as well as Agenda 2063 as a major driving force to solve African challenges. The probability to achieve these goals would depend on interdependency between countries. We are living in interdependency, and we have no option than multilateralism. When we acknowledge that fact, the probability of success will further be elevated.
Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba assures of more action to the Japanese government's promises to walk the distance along with African countries towards finding innovative solutions to challenges facing the continent, including women and youth capacity building, industrialization and promotion of peace and security.
Now we are entering an era when solutions originating from Africa will save the international community, including Japan. Japan wishes to remain a reliable partner that works together, a trusted partner with Africa, providing solutions to one another. As proof of Japan's commitment to action, we would definitely put into action what we have promised.
President Bola Tinubu reported on Nigeria's success in the war against terrorism and insecurity, and why conversing Japan's support for Africa to intensify advocacy for UN Security Council reform, the Nigerian leader says his country is ready to serve as one of the continent's representatives in the Council's permanent seats category. In Yokohama, Musbah and Wahab, NT News.
Meanwhile, sensitization and public awareness campaign to showcase the achievements of President Tinubu's administration is ongoing in parts of the country. The mid-term reports are also providing opportunity for citizens to appraise performance and benefits of some economic policies, programs and other activities of the current administration in every facet of governance. Annie Daniels compiled some of the reports from different states.
From Bini, Judah Bugu reports that Nigerians say the quality of the federal government's intervention programs, projects and initiatives in the last 2 years are clear indications that Nigeria under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is on the right track to economic revitalization.
It's part of our continuous effort to bridge the information gap between the government and the government.
This government is youth friendly. They have a lot of incentives that will help youth to make them a better citizen.
And key players in Benue State have lauded the present administration at both state and federal levels for its delivery of people-oriented initiatives in line with the renewed hope agenda.
This is not just a report. It is a demonstration of transparency, accountability, and the governor's unwavering commitment to the Nigerian people.
And from Lafia, Bilkis Igoroku reports that a similar program was held in Nasarawa State, where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration was given a thumbs up for being people-oriented, considering the human capital projects contracted in the North Central Geopolitical Zone, including Nasarawa State.
Construction of major roads and the development of Nigerian flyover and underpass are earning transportation.
Port Harcourt residents are on the same page as reported by Lena Emmanuel, even as the achievements of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration were showcased.
So many programs, the 3MTT, which is the 3 million technical talent, there are tech programs our youth can actually hatch on and better their lives.
For those who applied and we are giving, they're actually enjoying it.
In Abuja, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
Similarly, the federal government is shifting strategy in its effort at delivering good governance to the citizenry. This time, the attention is on project accountability. Benny Adams reports that the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation is strengthening coordination among all stakeholders to prevent duplication of efforts. This was at a retreat for national project coordinators in Abuja.
Coming from the need to address financial management issues around federal projects being funded by donor agencies and the National Treasury, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation is emphasizing on due diligence in the execution of the projects.
And because of what is stated, it covers a lot of questions.
Both government and partners agree that every penny must be accounted for and the impact felt by beneficiaries.
And Nigerians should expect improvement in the various facets that these projects are seeking to address. Every project, we have currently ongoing about 50 projects. Each of those projects is addressing a particular area, from agriculture to education to healthcare.
With more coordination, any naira invested will yield more results. So I think the emphasis is on more coordination. Yes, donor funds are now depleting, but we are very hopeful. But the National Assembly will step up and appropriate using national resources to provide for alleviating poverty at the grassroots level.
More than 50 ongoing projects are being supervised by the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, while the World Bank portfolio in Nigeria alone is worth $18.2 billion. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
And with a strong desire to create millions of jobs for the unskilled and unemployed in Nigeria, the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to empowering the National Directorate of Employment, NDE, with the tools and support required in spearheading the mandate. Minister of Labour and Employment, Mohammed Megari Dingyadi, stated this during an inspection of ongoing work at the new NDE headquarters in Abuja, expected to be completed by the end of this year. Joseph Otsen has the details.
An edifice designed to accommodate huge responsibility. That's bridging the unemployment gap in Nigeria. The 7-floor story building was awarded in 2023. Now the two ministers of Labour are here to assess the progress made so far, with completion in sight and strong desire to move NDE headquarters to its befitting home. 3 out of the 7 floors are completed and ready for use.
So I am satisfied with what I have seen, and so far so good. I do hope that the NDE will try to move in as quickly as possible.
At least you had 90% of all your equipment as far back as last 2 years, and then it has taken 2 years to put this in place. I know that their problem is paucity of funds, and I know that we are going to work hard to plead with the authorities that funds shall be released.
There are a lot of structural adjustments to the edifice, but certainly it will take the entire staff of NDE. All the staff that we have in the headquarters will be adequately accommodated here. We will have enough to support our ministry, especially the 2 ministers.
NDE has been operating on a rented apartment for over 30 years. The monument says occupation of the 3 completed floors will commence by next week, while construction of others continue. In Abuja, Joseph Hudson, NTA News.
Let's turn our attention to air travel now, and in a major move to strengthen aviation safety, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has ordered that all mobile phones must be switched off completely during flights on Nigerian airlines. The DG NCAA, Chris Najamo, stated this during an emergency meeting of the National Civil Aviation Security Committee in Abuja. Aliyu Kabir reports.
At an emergency stakeholders meeting in Abuja, NCAA Director General Captain Chris Najamo announced that the era of airplane mode is over. All devices must now be completely switched off, particularly during takeoff and landing. The DG directed airlines to update their operations manuals and submit them for NCAA approval. Najamo said crew members must communicate the rule early, while passengers must comply. He warned that deliberate sabotage, protocol breaches, and unruly passenger behavior remain serious threats to aviation security.
Today's engagement is therefore going to address different aspects of the ecosystem: the regulator, airline security, airspace security, airport security, and of course, the traveling public, who do not only have rights, but have responsibilities.
The NCAA boss disclosed that mock security response exercise will soon be conducted in Lagos and Abuja to test preparedness, while security personnel and law enforcement will undergo training with stricter enforcement measures. NCAA Director of Consumer Protection and Public Affairs, Michael Achimugu, emphasized the need for airport security to step up enforcement, adding that safety overrides sentiments once you step into the airport or board an aircraft.
But contrary to media reports in these cases, unruly passenger behavior is not on the rise in Nigeria. Unruly passenger behavior has always been with us, not just in Nigeria, it's a global phenomenon as well.
Stakeholders from airline operators, critical security agencies, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria FAN, Nigerian Airspace Management Agency NAMA, and National Assembly members reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening efforts towards ensuring safe and secured air travel in Nigeria. In Abuja, Aliyu Kabir, NTA News.
And still on air travel, safety is a major priority in the aviation industry. And so, flight crew training, aircraft maintenance, pre-flight safety checks, air traffic control measures and other protocols are crucial. In this report, Hingino John Adams takes a look at the role of relevant authorities in managing crisis.
Observing aviation standard safety procedures promotes a country's global reputation and passenger confidence, which has direct impact on economic growth. Pre-flight checks, in-flight safety, passenger safety briefings, among others, are crucial for establishing and maintaining high level of safety.
Phones emit radio frequencies, and they emit electromagnetic interference, and those could interfere with the communication systems of the plane.
Recently, the cases between some individuals and airlines dominated Nigeria's discourse space with various opinions, most of which are pointing towards safety.
Professionalism must never be compromised, no matter what, and no matter who is involved. If you consider what is at stake, lives of people, the aircraft, I would want to say that decisiveness cannot be compromised.
Industry experts are advocating adherence to safety rules by passengers, cabin crew members, and other concerned staff.
When a passenger refuses to obey those rules, if it's before takeoff, the pilot is expected to call in security after they have used all powers of persuasion to calm the passenger. The passenger has to be deboarded, escorted off the plane.
Experts believe as airline operators work towards achieving safer skies, they should prioritize regulatory requirements as well as fundamental operations. In Lagos, Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
There's more news after this break. Please stay with us.
Sharon, Niger. Sharon, Nigeria. We are rebuilding the nation, rebuilding Nigeria, renewing hope. Yeah. Hey. As the sun is rising, our hope keeps rising. Our story changing, making progress, moving forward. Hey. Every day by day, things they get better. Opportunities they boom. Work no go stop, no. Sharon Niger, yeah. Keeping hope alive for a greater Nigeria. Defending our dreams, flying our flags, keeping hope alive. We are winning. Sharon Niger. Sharon Nigeria.
Renewing hopes, rebuilding Nigeria. Powered by Citizen Connect Initiative.
In the beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels...
Thank you for staying with us. A massive traffic gridlock engulfed the Gwagwalada axis of the Abuja-Lokoja Expressway, leaving hundreds of passengers stranded for several hours. Eyewitnesses say the gridlock was triggered by a protest staged by articulated vehicle drivers following a reported clash with soldiers at the checkpoint along the route. Face-off caused heavy-duty trucks to block both lanes of the busy highway, bringing vehicular movement to a halt. The development not only left stranded commuters, but also heightened security concerns in the area, as tempers flared between the protesting drivers and security operatives. Authorities are yet to issue an official statement. And away from that, from boosting food security to empowering women and expanding access to clean water, Senator Ibrahim Lamido of Sokoto East is rolling out life-changing initiatives that are redefining service to the people. His latest interventions reflect a strong commitment to progress, touching nearly every facet of community life across the senatorial district. Abdullahi Umar Elalu takes it from here.
This election into the Red Chamber, Senator Ibrahim Lamido of Sokoto East remained consistent in delivering people-oriented projects that directly touch the lives of his constituents. His latest interventions include the distribution of tractors and cars to selected beneficiaries across the senatorial district, a gesture aimed at boosting productivity, improving mobility, and uplifting livelihoods. In further support of agriculture and food security, the senator also distributed 16 trucks of NPK fertilizer to farmers in his constituency, totaling nearly 10,000 bags. Beneficiaries included individuals, farmers associations, and cooperatives drawn from the 8 local government areas of Sokoto East Senatorial District.
Distribution in the sense that every beneficiary will benefit from these fertilizers in as much as possible. Distribution of free fertilizer to our hard-working farmers across Sokoto East by our distinguished senator is something that we all need to reckon with.
In a related development, Senator Lamido rolled out an empowerment program targeting 1,700 women across Sokoto East. The initiative designed to promote self-reliance and stimulate grassroots economic growth. So 1,000 women received grinding machines, 500 sewing machines, while 200 others were empowered with deep freezers. To further improve living conditions, work on 55 boreholes is currently ongoing across Sokoto East Senatorial District. While some have already been completed, others are at various stages of execution. The beneficiaries, who described the gesture as life-changing, stressed that the support will enable them to generate income, support their families, and contribute meaningfully to community development.
We'd like to thank our distinguished Senator Ibrahim Lamido for this because he has already tried as much as he can.
Thanks to the distinguished Senator Lamido for his kind junction. We appreciated of what he has done to us. Yes, not only us, but the entire region of the Sokoto East Senatorial Constituency.
Senator Ibrahim Lamido continues to make a visible impact in the lives of his people, a legacy that reflects his enduring commitment to progress and development of Sokoto East. From Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
In other news, a new vista of partnership is being concretized between the Nigerian House of Representatives education-related committees and that of the Indonesian Parliament. This played out when the Indonesian Parliament paid a courtesy visit to the National Assembly this Wednesday. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports that parliamentarians of the two countries agreed to deepen collaboration to address concerns in their education system.
India and Indonesia have a long-standing diplomatic and economic ties with significant trade volumes since 1965. The partnership now is beyond trade, but in education and parliamentary system. On a visit to the National Assembly, the leader of the Indonesian Parliament acknowledges the importance of education placed by both countries, assuring that with the support of the People's House and other relevant institutions, the education sector will be better.
I wish there were more Nigerians to provide the immediate scholarships. I believe that through these initiatives, educational research and support cooperation between Indonesia and Nigeria will continue to grow and further strengthen people relations between the two countries.
We believe that education is a vital driver of national development, and we look forward to the exchange and transfer of expertise and insights.
Many of our young ones are not in school. Now, this is a global problem, and we are very conscious of ours here as a country. And this House of Representatives, and by extension the National Assembly, is very determined in working to ensure that this problem is tackled.
The House of Representatives education-related committees are expected to pay a similar visit to Indonesian Parliament. From the National Assembly, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
And away from education, let's talk health, as the House of Representatives Committee on Healthcare Services says Jigawa State has set a remarkable example in the transformation of the healthcare sector. The committee, led by its chairperson, Representative Emose Gwamna Magaji, was in Dutse on an oversight mandate to assess changing indicators in the state's healthcare system. Muhammad Musa Askira reports.
The committee explained that its visit was to crossbreed ideas, understand the strides made by the Jigawa state government, and see areas where the federal government can offer support, while also transmitting the state's success stories to other parts of the federation for possible adoption. Honorable Amos Governor Magaji noted that with the exit of some major healthcare funders in the country, more interventions are needed to ensure sustainability of gains in the sector. The lawmakers commended Governor Umar Namadi for his reforms, which include the renovation of health facilities, recruitment of healthcare workers, harmonization of salaries with their federal counterparts, and provision of modern health infrastructure. They also applauded the state government for establishing free dialysis centers, introducing health insurance for vulnerable citizens, and sponsoring indigenous students both locally and abroad to boost the state's healthcare workforce.
I think Jigawa is the only state that we have had so far that they want in the next few years to have over 30% of the workforce, the vulnerable group, to be captured in the health insurance.
The presidential declaration of one primary health care for political world. We have already achieved that. Every part of the country must give its own contribution for the universal coverage to be achieved. It's not only for the federal government. All of us must contribute because we own the people at the state level. So we are the one to engage the people.
Governor Namadi stressed that his administration will continue to strengthen healthcare delivery so that Jigawa people can access effective, affordable and quality medical services. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTN.
Meanwhile, nursing mothers have been advised to always take their newborns for routine immunization as part of efforts to curb preventable diseases and reduce maternal and child deaths. Chairman, House Committee on Healthcare Services, Gwamna Magaji, gave the advice during an oversight to some health facilities in Kano. Fatima Sanusi Karaye reports.
The oversight mission is to assess ongoing health programs and interventions in the state. Chairman of the committee emphasized the importance of routine immunization, urging parents to prioritize the health of their newborns as a means of reducing child mortality.
We are impressed, first of all, with the level of renovation. The facility is very clean, and then we also had an interaction with the workforce there. The workers are zealous, they are committed, even though they still need more hands.
Kano State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Abubakar Yusuf, noted that such a visit will help align policies and programs aimed at achieving better health outcomes for families across the state.
We have discussed extensively and we have seen how much they have brought to Kano, what they have intended to do, and how they intend to make health sector better.
The oversight is part of a nationwide exercise by the National Assembly to monitor the implementation of healthcare policies with a focus on reducing preventable deaths and improving service delivery. In Kano, Fatima Sanusi Garai, NTA News.
Now, trafficking of speech and hearing impaired people for illicit activities has become a common trade, and the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, is not resting in the fight against this ugly trend. The agency took this very important campaign to the August conference of the Deaf and Dumb Women and Girls held in Umuahia, the Abia State capital. The Light in Chikonye reports.
Every state has its own chapter of the Association of Deaf Women and Girls. This year, it was the turn of Abia State to host conference and annual August meeting. This brought together members from Abia, Anambra, Imo, Ebonyi, and Enugu states. NAPTIP leveraged on the event to educate the special people on the best ways to avoid being trafficked to other countries.
We'll be giving these children food, and then we'll be bringing small boys that will be impregnating them. After their pregnancy, after they're giving birth, they'll take the children away from them and sell out. It is sale of babies. Come and report the case to us.
Government functionaries and private individuals commended the deaf women and girls for the event, while advising them not to let their disabilities deter them from achieving their goals, as there is ability in every disability.
The government is also considering ensuring that no deaf person in Abia State is left behind around access to education.
Most of these people you see here, deaf and dumb, most of them are more intelligent than me.
I learned that deaf has great initiative. They can do anything. There is ability and disability.
The program is to gather the deaf women in Nigeria, those that are hidden in the villages, to bring them together to create awareness.
The event featured march pasts and dancing by members. The lecture had as its theme breaking barriers and building rights, deaf women championing inclusive development. In Umuahia, Delight in Jinkonye, NTA News.
Another break is due. Please remain tuned.
From the heartbeat of Lagos to stages across the globe, the rhythm of Afrobeats is unstoppable.
Indeed, Afrobeats isn't just a genre, it's a global movement.
Our Nigerian talents have taken the world by storm. And the good news
and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. 1 cube, endless possibilities.
No buy am! But why? No see say this big bull bag of rice no get the new big bull holographic seal. Not true.
Introducing the Big Bull Holographic Seal Tape, your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with holographic seal tape. This is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull Rice. Do not buy if the holographic seal tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull Rice. Tasty rice nourished you.
Thank you for staying with us. Nigeria's national broadcaster and Africa's largest TV network, the NTA, has been positioned to create deep connections with viewers and audiences around the world. It is currently undergoing critical facility upgrade with a target to improve content quality, news and programs' impact, as well as expand its reach and reliability.
These days, television is all about integrated feed, real-time data and advanced technology, or morphing to evolve quality content that meets audiences' expectations.
Modernization is therefore key, and NTA realizes it must move beyond continued reliance on obsolete technology. But integrating new technologies into an already existing framework and doing so almost seamlessly while maintaining 24/7 broadcast requires near military precision.
And that is what the NTA is doing with its latest upgrade in broadcast facilities. It has invested in a fleet of state-of-the-art digital HD SDI broadcast equipment, most of which have been rolled out and dispatched to its stations across the country. And what we see now are transformations of dim analog control rooms and studios into vibrant, fully digitized production hubs. In many cases, brand new iPad digital transmitters were acquired and dispatched to some state stations in a bid to push NTA's signal further and clearer than ever before.
This equipment that we receive are highly definition equipment that have improved the quality of our signal, and it's an investment worthwhile.
And for sure, the quality of what that will be coming out of our studios now will really be greater, brighter, crisp picture to our viewers at home.
The target is not only to replace crumbling equipment, but to upgrade to modern, energy-efficient digital units. Already, early signs from NTA's zonal centers are promising. The quality of the signals and broadcasts from the zones that have been upgraded are turning viewers accustomed to the old NTA. And to guarantee broadcasts stay on air, come rain or shine, grid or no grid, massive solar power plants like the 60 kVA systems in Enugu have been set up to ensure power reliability.
With that, we have tackled the issue of power outage.
We received 3 JVC cameras. We received 2 55-inch monitors, tripods, an editing system that is called Think Station, LED lights, vision and audio mixers, and other accessories that are very, very useful.
The equipment will no doubt enhance our output, our productions, and give us more leverage.
So far, nearly 5 billion naira worth of investment have gone into this round of upgrade, and for NTA as the national broadcaster, that speaks to deeper issues beyond just ratings. For NTA, the imperatives are clear. To survive the times and competitive arena of media convergence, it must continue to balance its monumental legacy with an uncompromising digital future. In Abuja, Nnamdi Odipo, NTA News.
Many thanks, Nnamdi. Indeed, you can't beat the rate, and maybe I should add the quality too. Still on NTA, NTA is repositioning to maintain its presence in the broadcasting space by upgrading its equipment across its wide reach of the Federation. Larry Gbeleye has a report on the installation of some of the equipment in the Lagos Network Center of the NTA.
The Nigerian Television Authority is wearing a new look with the deployment of cutting-edge equipment to its stations across the Federation, in line with its target of delivering high-definition content to its viewers. Lagos Network Center is not an exception, as the installation of some of the equipment has been completed and they are currently in use.
We're ready for transmission. We're taking it by storm. For us, we couldn't wait. So you can see behind us, we're already installing the lights to tell you that we're ready and we're ready to deploy all this equipment for use.
For the end users of these equipment, the upgrade will not only boost broadcasting efficiency, but add to the aesthetics of clear reception and innovative production.
Amongst many equipment brought to LNC, particularly I'm excited to see that we're actually giving them a LED light controller.
The NDA headquarters and the management of NTA, DG, they have really tried. In fact, they made our job as an engineer easy for us. So because when you have the right tools, then you get things done easily.
Out with the old, in with the new. And no doubt, from now on, there will be clear, crystal content for Nigerians to see. In Lagos, Larry Gbeleye, NTA News.
Well said, Larry. Let's turn our attention to other issues now, as the acting chairman of the Federal Character Commission, Kayode Oladele, has held strategic talks with the managing director of the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority, Aminu Umar Sadiq, in Abuja, as both agencies join forces to drive inclusivity in national investment initiatives. The meeting, held at the Commission's headquarters, focused on aligning the operations of the NSIA with the Federal Character Principle, a policy designed to promote fairness and equal representation across Nigeria's diverse regions. The two leaders discussed ways to ensure that investment-driven development projects reflect the country's diversity and reach underserved communities.
Together, we can develop a framework that ensures projects are distributed fairly across the Federation, that procurement processes give opportunities to businesses from all regions, including women, youth, and persons with disabilities, and that the jobs and skills generated by NSIA-funded projects are equitably shared among Nigerians.
Everybody is a shareholder in the institution, and therefore, irrespective of profitability, irrespective of traffic, irrespective of the willingness and ability to pay in certain jurisdictions of the country, it is fundamental, it is important that all Nigerians feel the impact of our institution.
Mark a significant step towards institutional cooperation, and both the NSIA and the Federal Character Commission have committed to working closely in the coming months to develop joint strategies and monitoring systems. Now time to talk business, and Benny is ready. Benny.
Thank you, Ere. And talking business, the National Insurance Commission, NICOM, has carried out a raid in Mabushi, Abuja, targeting individuals behind fake insurance policies. The Commission is warning perpetrators to desist and urging the public to remain vigilant. At Mabushi in Abuja, officials of the National Insurance Commission stamped locations believed to be hubs for fake insurance operations, and the raid led to the arrest of suspects and the confiscation of fraudulent documents. NICOM says the illegal activities not only put motorists and businesses at risk, but also undermine public trust in the industry.
Out there are still fake documents, and in view of this, the National Insurance Commission, in making sure this is being sanitized, we come up with the idea to join force with the police to make sure those fake operators are being arrested, and that's what's brought out today, because people's lives are being put on threat. Valuable people are paying money for the insurance, but they are not having value for it.
Is also advising the public to verify their insurance policies with licensed operators and to report suspicious activities promptly. With the Mabushi raid, NICOM is sending a strong message that fake insurance will not be tolerated. And out to energy matters at this time, oil rose on Wednesday as the American Petroleum Institute reported a drop in U.S. crude inventories, and investors awaited the next steps in talks to end the Ukraine war, with sanctions on Russia crude remaining in place for now. Brent crude futures rose 44 cents to $66.23 a barrel, while the West Texas Intermediate crude futures for September delivery set to expire tonight gain 65 cents to $63 at the moment. Now let's take a look at other numbers across the metals as well as the agri-commodities. And to the stock market, it's been a few days of the bears raising their heads, with investors losing 662.51 billion naira, as market capitalization also dropped to 89.56 trillion naira. At the end of today's trading session on the exchange, a total of 721.7 million shares in 28,728 deals, corresponding to a market value of 12.932 billion naira were traded. Today's data shows 30% decline in volume, 27% decline in turnover, and 16% decline in deals. On the aggregate, 129 listed equities participated in trading, ending with 18 gainers and 51 losers. That is it on business at this time. Nyere, I'm still waiting to hear that you've listed in Nigeria's equities market.
Many thanks, Betty. I'm still waiting for your support. All right, many thanks for the update, by the way. Now, let me also inform you that for any profession to increase its contributions to the society, training and retraining of its members have become imperative to ensure that gaps are closed and professionalism enthroned. This was the message at the fourth session of the mandatory Continuing Professional Development Program of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, in Umuahia, the Abia State capital. Chinyere Okoye has details of the opening session.
At the opening session of a two-day event, Chairman of the Council Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, Hajia Talatu Kishimi, charged members to see the event as an opportunity to widen their horizon in the noble accounting profession and to enhance their proficiency in their various workplaces.
As guardians of public resources, we perform statutory function, budget preparation, financial planning, reporting, auditing, and risk management.
Abia State Chairman of ANAN, Chukwuemeka Okommadu, said the society is advancing in various fields of life. Therefore, the need for accountants to engage in self-development to ensure that the society feels the impact of the development in the profession.
People need to come and abreast and acquire new knowledge, because every day there are changes in the world, even in the financial sector and in everywhere. So you need to come out and acquire new knowledge and upscale yourself in the knowledge to help you upgrade yourself in your workplace.
There were lectures delivered by senior members of the association, where new members were taken through the rudiments in the profession as part of preparations for their induction, which will bring the gathering to a climax. In Umuahia, Chinyere Okoye, NTA News.
Let's talk security. The Nigerian Army is leveraging emerging technologies to effectively maintain the territorial integrity of the nation. Charles Abba reports that the 5-day counter-improvised explosive device workshop organized by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oloyede, in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, is in line with various operations by military troops against terrorism and insurgency across the country.
Terrorists and insurgents have been using improvised explosive devices, IED, to wreak havoc and disasters in various communities in Nigeria. The 5-day workshop is a conscious strategy by the Chief of Army Staff to equip military engineers to leverage tactical and high-tech devices to effectively counter insurgencies and emerging security threats.
We will pursue this commitment through sound training, proper planning, and the use of necessary equipment, including creative and innovative solutions.
The Chief of Army Staff, represented, encouraged the participants to be combatant, maintain gallantry and intelligence to deliver on the core mandate of the military.
Let me seize the opportunity to reiterate that the defeat of insurgents and other acts of criminality remains the top priority of the Nigerian Army.
The Chief of Army Staff assured the citizenry of readiness to foil or counter all phases of security challenges through the military theater of operations. Charles Abba, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening strategic defense cooperation with the Czech Republic as part of ongoing efforts to advance national security and regional stability. This assurance was by the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, while receiving the Junior Deputy Minister of Defense of the Czech Republic, Radka Kandrolova, and her delegation at the NAF headquarters, Abuja. The visit is a reflection of the long-standing friendship between both nations and their shared commitment to peace, stability, and the advancement of aerospace and defense capabilities. The Czech Junior Deputy Minister of Defense reaffirmed her country's readiness to broaden defense cooperation with Nigeria, stating that air defense is the backbone of national security and Nigeria is one of the biggest partners to Czech Republic. Elsewhere, the Edo State Police Command reaffirms its unwavering commitment to protecting lives and property in light of the recent abduction of seminarians in Agenobode. The command appeals to the public to remain calm and supportive of ongoing efforts to ensure their safe return. Police Public Relations Officer CSP Moses Yamo made this appeal during an interaction with journalists in Benin. Udwakubong Achibong reports.
11th July 2025, armed men attacked Immaculate Conception Minor Seminary, Iviano Kodi, Agenebode, resulting in the tragic death of an NSCD personnel and the abduction of 3 seminarians. Following the incident, the State Commissioner of Police, Monday Agbonika, has personally been leading operations towards their rescue, while also deploying tactical teams, as well as establish a tactical division in Iviokwa community.
A week after a deployment of 2 mobile police units, that is a total of about 120 policemen were deployed, as well as the men of the State Intelligence Department, SID, were also deployed to nose around to get information.
The police command is leaving no stone unturned.
This is our responsibility, and we will ensure that these boys are rescued safely.
The command is also promising that as progress is made, it will continue to provide updates without jeopardizing their safety. In Benin, Udwakobong Achibong, NTA News.
And still on security issues, 13 worshippers lost their lives in a reprisal attack by bandits in Ungwa Mantwa community, Malumfashi local government area of Katsina State. The incident occurred during morning prayers when suspected bandits launched a reprisal attack, shooting sporadically in the mosque. A statement by Katsina State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Dr. Nasser Muazu, states that the attack was in retaliation to the community's successful defense efforts 2 days earlier, where scores of bandits were ambushed and killed and rescued victims of abduction in Ruwan-Sai village, seized 3 motorcycles as well as 2 AK-47 rifles. Following the tragic incident, the state's government says it has reinforced security in the community. This is in addition to joint deployment of air component commander of the forward operating base, Nigerian Army and Nigerian Police Force to contain further attack in the community. Let's pause for another break. Please stay with us.
Serving happiness, nourishing families. Yum!
Baba, I'm tired of losing on sport bets, so how do I improve my luck? Olu, you don't need any luck with N1 Bet Casino. With N1 Bet, you get triple luck.
You know feel lose anyway. N1 Bet not the way. You get 20% cash back when you're betting no enter. You go get 100% of your first 3 deposits. And each deposit will be your chance to win 500k jackpot.
Play games and win with N1 Bet Casino.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic. And enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's...
Let's have stains which bleach cannot clean effectively. But Harpic is thicker and sticks better, which gives 10x better cleaning versus bleach and kills germs. Oh, wow. You can now see that Harpic is better than bleach.
Glad to have you back. Abuja's real estate market, while lucrative, presents significant challenges that appears like a nightmare for some buyers and renters. In this investigative report, Aisha Bashir reveals that these challenges include high prices, volatile market conditions, and risk of property fraud.
Federal Capital Territory is known for its beautiful landscape, tree-lined boulevards, and bustling metropolis. It is the seat of Nigeria's administrative and political power. Abuja embodies the promise of a better life for many who flock to the city in search of opportunities. Yet, for those who seek shelter away from home, the dream can quickly turn into a nightmare. The housing market in Abuja has become a minefield where unsuspecting renters fall victim to the deceitful tactics of housing agents and speculators who exploit their desperation.
A man that does not have a roof over his head is a man that has lost his dignity, especially a worker.
Apart from the fact that the government and private estate developers have not been able to bridge the gap between supply and demand, resulting in poorly constructed buildings, the pressure on infrastructure has overstretched the city, forcing many to the neighboring states.
The kind of house deficit we have in Nigeria is not what government can achieve, even if you give them the next 50 years. So what they now need to do is to create that enabling and regulatory environment for people who practice it.
For most people, the physical and mental stress of choosing between waterlogged estates or a house unreasonably far from their workplace is challenging. Even after getting the desired property, due diligence must take place to authenticate with relevant authorities.
There should be rules and regulations out there to make them confine, know that this is their limit. We, the tenants, we have our own rights.
We will implore the Honourable Minister of FCT to look critically into the issue of housing.
Others blame the lack of regulations governing the housing market in Abuja, which has made it easy for these agents to operate with impunity, leaving home seekers with little recourse when they are victimized. Aisha Bashir, NTA News.
So look at electoral matters now as the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Nasarawa State is engaging the traditional institution in the state to ensure the success of the ongoing sensitization on continuous voter registration, CVR, in Nasarawa State. The Okusu Umar Gurku reports that the Emir of Lafia, Sidi Bage Mohammed, is leading other traditional rulers from the 13 local government areas for engagement.
The meeting brought together officials of INEC and traditional chiefs from the 13 local government areas of the state. The INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner Shehu El Wahab said the collaboration has become necessary in order to achieve a successful exercise. He explained that the state had registered over 300,000 people in the previous continuous voter registration through the support of traditional rulers.
We are also ensuring that people are able to register offline. Offline means you don't need network, so that people will not suffer exclusion on account of this challenge.
The INEC rec, who stressed that the process is free, however cautioned staff against extorting money from residents, saying errant officials will be sanctioned. The chairman, Nasarawa State Traditional Council of Chiefs, and the Emir of Lafia, Sidi Bage Mohammed I, assured INEC of the State Council of Chiefs' readiness to support them to succeed.
Besides, this is an aspect that is very important to our people, to this country. This message will go deep down.
The Emir used the platform to appeal to INEC to address some of the challenges encountered in the 2023 voters registration to ease the residents during and after the exercise. In Lafia, Bilkisu Umar Gurku, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the National Working Committee of Labour Party, led by Julius Abure, is back in the campaign for more women in governance and special seats at the states and national assemblies. The National Working Committee played host to the House of Representatives Advocacy Group for Reserved Seats for Women bill, led by Chairman House Committee on Women Affairs, Kafilat Ogbara, at the party's national headquarters. With 4 female National Working Committee members and 5 state chairmen, the Labour Party says it is already practicing what the women are campaigning for, but wants it to be a deliberate policy of political parties and government at all levels. The party has therefore pledged to be part of the gender campaign, expressing confidence in the capacity of women to provide purposeful leadership at all levels of governance.
This is a bill that every right-thinking person in the society and in the National Assembly should ordinarily support. You will agree with me that we've had a lot of inhibitions against women. We have cultural biases against women, economic and financial bias against women. Even politically, women are shortchanged. And so it requires a deliberate effort on the part of major stakeholders to ensure that women come on board in our political sphere.
When women are involved, even nutritional values of the children, it is endless. The list is endless. What can the men do without us? So we need the women to be on the table so that we can get better results. It is costing the country even more when we don't have women representation. The women constitute about half of the population of this country. And a nation that decides to underutilize the potentials of about half of our population, we go nowhere. This is the truth, and it's a global issue.
The group is seeking the backing of political parties who are the sponsors of candidates. And on party politics, the People's Democratic Party has allayed fears that some people were planning to hold a parallel national convention on the 15th and 16th of November in Abuja. Same period, the party would be holding its national convention in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Debo Ologunagba, the party's national publicity secretary, stated this while briefing the media in Abuja. He dismissed the idea, adding that the party cannot be aware of a non-existent thing.
The National Executive Committee, the BOT, the National Working Committee, other organs, the state chapters, the body of the governors of the PDP, all unanimously agreed and will schedule a national convention, which is the elective convention, for 15th and 16th of November 2025 at Ibadan, the Oyo State capital.
The party also revealed that INEC did not only witness the party's meetings and preparations for the November 15 and 16 Ibadan convention, but the electoral umpire has also approved all the processes. Let's look at other issues. As the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, NOGE, has raised concerns over what it describes as plot to use vacation of court order in Abuja to tamper with existing judgments on the lingering local government funds crisis. The union, at a press conference in Oshogbo, says it will resist any move capable of undermining justice. Femi Afariago reports.
The leadership of the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, NOGE, in Osun State, alleged that some individuals are working to secure a vacation hearing to upturn earlier court rulings on the local government fund crisis in Osun State. They cautioned against what they called attempt to subvert the will of the people.
As a union, we must speak out. We can't keep silent and be watching the downtrodden of Osun State being oppressed. We therefore call on the judiciary to stand firm, to resist pressure, and to refuse this application for vacation hearing. We call on all Nigerians to remain vigilant.
Also lending his voice, the Osun State chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Christopher Arapashopo, stressed that organized labours will not compromise the welfare and safety of workers.
Let the rule of law, let the judgment that was given at the level of appeal court be respected, and let peace return to Osun State.
The unit called on the federal government to act in the best interest of local governance and the people of Osun State. In Oshogbo, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
One more break needs to be taken, but it's more news. Stay with us.
The world marketplace for clients seeking skilled artisans who are rated based on expertise and service quality. Customers can expect top quality service as super artisans are trained to meet global standards. Super guarantees financial security with escrow payment protection, ensuring customers pay only for satisfactory work. With Super, artisans thrive, customers receive top quality service, and Nigeria's economy grows. Visit www.super.itf.gov.ng today and take your craft to the next level.
Stakeholders in Nigeria's business environment are encouraging industrialists to leverage Africa's emerging markets by demonstrating leadership and innovation. This call was made at the Africa Business Roundtable, an event that focused on expanding access to the Nigeria-Africa market to enhance sustainability and economic development. Vivian Ezadefe reports.
Assemblage is a quest seeking collaboration to birth ideas where businesses can thrive beyond borders and grow into conglomerates by taking advantage of the boundless opportunities within the African continent. Stakeholders took turns speaking about the robust business opportunities embedded within Africa. Participants were encouraged to create succession plans and evolve their businesses by developing innovative models.
To be sustainable, there are two things that has to be done. What you have to have a succession plan, and you have to be able and willing, have an open mind to evolve. Otherwise, you stay stuck.
We are talking about Africa, and we have over 1 trillion opportunity in the AFCFTA market.
That African businesses are ready for expansion.
Entities were equally made to economic managers to create enabling environments that will attract internal and external investments.
Or what has been stolen with us. But fortunately, we do have what it takes to progress. And to make it sustainable is to build those trusts that is lacking across Africa.
Over time, we keep importing things from Europe, from Asia, and the whole lot of, and most of the raw materials are even gotten from Africa. So the AFCTA, we're aligning with their objectives to promote made in Africa products.
Those who have contributed to and positively impacted their communities were recognized.
Yeah, I feel very honored. Really great, because this shows that somebody's seeing, somebody's watching, and somebody truly appreciates your work.
This event serves as a reminder that through collaboration and strategic foresight, African businesses can achieve unprecedented growth and make a lasting global impact. In Abuja, Vivian Ezadifi.
All right, let's now take a peep at developments in other parts of the world. Uche Ugochukwu has this.
Dozens of senior military officials in DR Congo have been summoned by the army as part of an investigation into the losses to the M23 rebels since 2022. Former Chief of General Staff of the Congolese Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Christian Chiwewe, is among at least 25 general officers who will be interrogated about what led to the fall of the Bunagana and other losses in eastern DR Congo, according to a leaked letter by the Military Inspector General to the Chief of the General Staff, dated July 2025. In other news, firefighters backed by troops and water-dropping aircrafts were battling 21 blazes in the west of the country, classified as Operational Level 2, meaning they pose a direct threat to nearby communities. Director General of Spain Emergency Service, Virginia Bacons, told a press conference that temperatures have dropped, but strong gusts of wind continue to hinder firefighting efforts, and that the lack of rain is not helping, though they hope that changes in the coming days. Elsewhere, Pakistan declared a public holiday in Karachi as the capital braced for more monsoon, which has wreaked havoc across the country in recent days, with the death toll from flash floods that struck the mountainous northwest on Friday rising to 377. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
Many thanks, Uche. And with Global Update done, Sports Update is next. Bye.
Many thanks, Yeri. Let's begin with basketball as Nigeria's D Tigers are out of the ongoing FIBA AfroBasket 2025 after suffering a 91-75 defeat to Senegal in the quarterfinals in Luanda, Angola earlier this evening. Both teams started strongly, trading baskets early on, with Nigeria edging their West African rivals by a single point at the end of the first quarter, 28-27. Senegal came out firing afterwards and claimed the second and third quarters. Nigeria fought back to win the final period, 20-15, but Senegal held on for a 16-point victory. The youth wing of the All Progressives Congress on Tuesday hosted an evening with Shehu Diko to engage young Nigerians on developments in the sports sector. Diko, the chairman of the National Sports Commission, shared his journey in sports and outlined the Commission's Renewed Hope initiative for sports economy, focused on reset, refocus, and relaunch. Key issues such as funding, infrastructure, and athletes' development were addressed, not leaving out the presidential rewards for D Tigress and Super Falcons.
Promise is made today, and the next day there is money in Ghana must go given to people. Then people should be worried that the country is not run properly. There are what is called due process. You can't just go to the till and pick money just like that and share to people. What is shared to them immediately is what they are legitimately earned in the competition. Do they earn it? They get it. Because that one has already been planned. This one is a gift and education of the president, so I have to go through the process. And the process is being done properly. And I tell you, in no distant time, everybody they will come back to you and tell you they have gotten their money.
Moving on, Nigeria's recent performance in continental Scrabble continues to draw attention. Team Nigeria clinched the individual and team trophies in the Under-19 and Under-15 categories at the Pan-African Youth Scrabble Championship in Nairobi, Kenya, with Sophia Ekiruche lifting the Under-15 crown and Prestige Achipong dominating the Under-19. President of the Scrabble Federation of the Nigeria Scrabble Federation, Oloba Tokiaka, hailed defeat, noting that with President Bola Tinubu's reward for athletes, sports in the country will thrive even more.
As we met the Kenyans with about 60 players in the draw, the Ugandans with about 40 players in the draw, the Ghanaians with about 15 players in the draw. We went with the smallest team, but we carted away 5 of the trophies that were available, leaving only 1 for the host country, Kenya.
And that does it on Sports Tonight. Let's now return to Nyere.
Many thanks, Badi. Vice President of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, has visited the Kogi State Governor, Usman Ododo, in Okene to pay his condolence over the demise of the governor's father, Ahmed Momosani Ododo. The Vice President was in company of the Borno State Governor, Babagana Zulum. Ajibola Christopher reports that he was earlier at the residence of late Muhammad Modu Manga in Maiduguri for the 3rd-day prayer for the repose of the soul of his brother-in-law.
The Vice President, in company of the Governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, on a condolence visit arrived in Okene and were warmly received by Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo, former Governor Yahya Bello, members of the State Executive Council, and the traditional rulers. Addressing newsmen, Vice President Shettima describes the late Ahmed Momosani Ododo as a man of deep faith and humility, whose life and service to God and humanity continues to reflect in the leadership qualities of his son, Governor Ododo. He urges the governor and the entire Ododo family to be consoled by the fact that their father lived a fulfilled life, leaving behind enduring legacies of discipline, faithfulness, and compassion.
We are here at the behest of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to commiserate with the government and people of Kogi State, and most especially the Ododo family, over the demise of the patriarch of the family, late Alhaji Ahmed Momosani. He was a community leader, a philanthropist, and his son is truly a worthy scion and ambassador for the family. May Allah grant his soul eternal rest and reward him with his Al-Jannah Firdaus.
Governor Dodo expresses profound appreciation to the Vice President for personally visiting despite the tight schedule. He notes that the gesture was not just a show of solidarity to the family, but also a demonstration of the Vice President's commitment to the values of unity and compassion.
Your presence here today brought comfort and strength while we mourn the passing of my beloved father.
Before heading to Kogi State, correspondent Usman Jibrila reported that the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, among other sympathizers, was at the residence of late Muhammadu Madu Manga in Maiduguri for the 3rd-day prayer for the reposed soul of his brother-in-law. Late Modu Manga died on Monday, 18th August 2025, leaving behind his wife, Zara Shettima, and elder sister to the Vice President and 4 children. Ajibola Christopher, NTA News.
The Undubisi family of Umuike, Oka, Anambra State, announces the passing on of their father, grandfather, husband, uncle, and cousin, Reverend Chukwuka Samuel Undubisi, PhD, aged 75. Burial arrangement released by Nwabueze Chukwuka Undubisi on behalf of the family indicates that his body will leave Regina Cheli Mortuary on the 22nd of August 2025 by 8 a.m. for his compound at Old Mopo Junction, Tipa Garage, Nodu, Okpuno in Oka South, Anambra State. Church service and interment will be conducted by Assemblies of God, Nigeria, Onitsha East, Onitsha Main, and Nnewi District. Late Dr. Undubisi is survived by wife, 4 children, including Chimdima Undubisi of the NTA News Headquarters, Abuja, 3 grandchildren, and many other relatives. And that concludes News Extra tonight. Many thanks for investing your time with us. Let's do this again next week. I'm Ian Ray John. Have a good night.
Perhaps you want to know more about the devices and gadgets you use.
Tech Mode will bridge that gap. Connect great minds while extraying everything about technology as it concerns you.
It is Tech Mode.
Tech Mode is unlocking your tomorrow today.